AI BPM is doing really a wonderful job bringing a galaxy of experts across the globe to this dialogue where we are today discussing about reshaping global management and how we are adopting technology to boost our economies and how we are going to accept the technology. So actually it gives me immense pleasure to join AI BPM, the organizers, Professor Lim, their president, Alicia and their team, managing so well. So I am very fortunate to be here among you. So as this today's talk is concerned, that how relevant is this that we are talking about how to reshape global management. And I like this wonderful title of this conference where we are talking about two things, economics and technology. So the title itself, gives us the essence that global management is being reshaped. And the reshaping, the cause of reshape is that we are shifting economic conditions and technological advancement. So we are witness to these, evolving trends since COVID-19. So therefore, both technology, businesses, academia, or any economic activity, it has been reshaped. So in my introduction, as in my previous slide, that we are witness to rapid changes, global business environment, and they are constantly evolving. So I will try to address in my presentation that what managers of different business units or business firms or industries must go with. So as technology is putting us in situation where we have to evolve, we have to be competitive. So therefore, evolving constantly and managers, it is a must call, or we can say it is an alarm for these managers to be competitive. So if we try to talk about, what are the key drivers to be in line, to be competitive. So the key drivers are that economic shifts and technological innovation. So main two drivers are economic shifts like the countries like our emerging markets. Emerging markets has, they have faced the crisis because the traditional business models are shifting towards the new business models, which are totally based on technological advancement, like if we talk about AI and automation. So need for businesses to adapt to these evolving forces to remain competitive. So again, it explains the necessity of adaptation in global business management to stay relevant and competitive. That is the trending. That is the trend for firms and managers to stay relevant and competitive. If I like, let me quote here Hercules. He is talking about that the only constant in life is change. So if we try to understand the meaning of this quote, what this quote tries to highlight, it highlights the idea that the change is inequitable. It reinforces the need of adaptability in management. So we have to go with the change. The trend is there, AI is there, automation is there, digitalization is there. As my recent, keynote speakers, they focused on tokenization, AI, and different business models, how economies will grow, with the example of Malaysia. So therefore, the only constant in life is change, which her latest in 2017 published with Harvard Business Review. So I have quoted the citation here. If people want to, try to understand that how we have to adopt the change, they can, go through this citation. So I will give you a brief one line about this book, what it all explains. It provides us an authority to the argument, citing, you know, these credible sources so that we can understand that what adapting to change means. And he has given the case study of global market. So moving to my second slide where economic shifts and global management is concerned. So second shift is where global rapidly changing businesses we are talking in the previous slide. Now we are talking about economic shifts and how it manages the global management. So therefore, emergence of new markets, growing interdependence in global economies. It again, acknowledges as I am taking the case and examples during my presentation about emerging markets and managers. So emerging markets and globalization both are interconnected economies. So economic crisis, case of traditional business models, and demand for innovative management strategies. It again explains that how crisis forces businesses to rethink their operations. If we try to stress about this point that economic crisis challenges traditional business models. Case of COVID-19, because I want to make students to understand. After COVID-19, there is a draft shift, or we can say transition. Traditional business models went away. So demand for innovation model strategies. So what it has done, it has created the crisis because technological advancement is there. Traditional, business models are no way reliable now. So therefore, business managers they have to rethink. They have to rethink about their operations and their strategies so that they can survive as well as grow. So it is one of the important points which modern technology and its adaptation helps us to think. It gives us first to challenge. It break down our businesses where we have to think, design new business models, and then it makes us resilient so that we will be competent and in line with the trend. Therefore, let me quote here Professor Mitchell Porter in 1985. Again, relevant in today's competitive world. So he talks about competitive advantage grows fundamentally out of a value a firm is able to create for its buyer that exceeds the firm's cost of creating it. So if we try to try to understand what he wants to convey. So Porter's quote underscores the importance of delivering value to the customers. Now, as in the previous line, I was trying to explain that how traditional business models are breakdown and what are the new challenges for the business managers to be in line, to be more resilient, to operate their businesses in such a way so that they will be relevant. So the Porter in 1985, he explains in his quotation that the importance of delivering value to the customers. Now customers are having different soft, new designed products available from different competitive markets. So we have to create value to the customers. So that helps us to create competitive advantage, and especially during the transition. So after COVID-19, again example, because I wanted to understand students. After COVID-19, the transition in food industry, we are having fast food delivery online system is there, so it has break down those traditional things. It is saving our time. So if we try to concentrate saving our time, new businesses are coming, and it saves so many things. It is costly a bit, services are costly, but there is value. We can get things delivered in 10 minutes or 20 minutes, which was taking, let us suppose, one day. So it break down traditional things, make us resilient, make us bold, and we are in a competitive world. So that is what we are talking about, global business management, where we are adopting technology and focusing on economics. So again, I am giving the citation if somebody wants to read Porter 1985, so he can Google it, competitive advantage creating sustaining superior performance, published by Fred. So in this overall book, what he wants to convey us as a students of business and economics, Porter Porter's seminal work on competitive advantage and its relevance in the face of changes, that how changes are adopting, and the modern global business needs to navigate economic volatility while tapping into emerging markets such as we are having examples of China, India, and Africa, how they are evolving and what are the technological differences, how competitive they are. And India, one of the growing economies, is again, in center as the growing economy and the center for modern, consumer-based economies. It is it is considered as a market economy where all the developing and other emerging countries are concentrating on India. So therefore, moving to next slide where we will try to understand technological adaptations in global businesses. So till now we have understood that how new business models they are channelizing to be competitive. Now we will try to understand that the previous presentation by professor, she was focusing on AI, that how what is the role of AI, because this slide is all about technological advancements and how we can manage it globally. So a revolution of AI driven like AI automation and data analytics shapes in business operations. Now AI is in every activity of ours, whether it is academia, whether it is business, whether it is trade, whether it is banking. So so many things, almost everywhere there is AI. It is in phone, it is in laptops. We are getting smartphones with AI. So therefore, automation, data analytics, it has reshaped our operations. It introduced the transformative role that technology plays in altering how businesses function. First, we were traditionally functioning the businesses. We were thinking of profits, we were thinking of revenues, we were thinking of investment. But now, because of AI support, we are playing with technology, which helps us to function smarter. So let me, quote here Peter Drucker, which is again relevant with related to adopting technology. So he is asking about it that the best way to predict the future is to create it. So if as a student of research, economics, management, if we have to be relevant and competitive in a coming job market or be a relevant player whether for job market or research, we have to create it, we have to invest in it, we have to learn these soft skills. Same is the case for the businesses. They have to change their business models. They have to adopt their technology. They have to adopt soft skills. They have to train their employees. So if we try to understand he encourages, Peter encourages us actually that we need proactive leaders. We do not have to wait whether we will go with AI or not. We should have leaders proactive so that in shaping the future through innovation and strategic decision. If something is new, trending, whether it is a research, academia, or anything else, we must go through it. We must, have soft skills on that. So we need proactive leaders as we are talking about global business management. It is the task of managers. Nowadays, what is happening, the challenging thing is, especially in emerging countries, the leaders or the heads of the different institutions, they are lacking this knowledge. They are lacking the skill of, AI and all. They are unable to deliver, write a good email. So therefore, it is a time to be competitive. It will be challenged. And the question which in last, presentation was asked to the professor whether AI will taking or making any difference in the job industry or not. It will definitely make an impact only for
Dr.
those
Firdaus,
who.
I'm just actually I've got a message also. If you can just make a, screen full screen, that will help the viewers. Thank you, and sorry
It is
for
it is it is
thank you.
not full screen.
No, no, it is just coming in the short screen. Yeah, now it is full screen, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So what Porter, this Tucker was, talking about that. Oh, sorry. I was talking about the recent question in the previous slide that it was being, talked that whether AI is going to make impact in the job market or not. So the question was, my answer to this is yes, it will impact only for those people who will not upscale themselves. So if you are not going with the technology, then definitely it will hit badly to those. It will make them irrelevant. It will make them dead weight productive. So therefore, we have to grow with, we have to upskill ourselves, we have to explore the technology. And as this presentation is more focused on business managers, so they have to be very proactive. They have to learn instead of making excuses that it is a new technology and we are old people. That will not help them to survive. Because nowadays smart business leaders, they should create this culture. They should educate or train their employees, and they should, show them a way forward. They should lead new innovations because it is the world of technology and business. So in the next slide, if we try to understand managing the interconnectedness of economies and technology, where technology and economics or businesses are coming together. So this interaction, it shifts us into technological advancement. Again, it creates challenges and it gives opportunity. It makes them the more resilient. It creates the platform. It generates employment. So it creates problem and challenges. Again, as the example of AI, if you are not relevant, you are out of the box. So therefore, in every aspect of any economic activity, if we are not relevant, if we are not changing our teaching pedagogical, skills, if we are not updating or learning new research skills, we will be out of the competition. Once we are out of the competition, we will be useless. So therefore, technology gives us alert, be updated, enjoy the trend. So we have to go with the trend. If we are, we are off the trend, we will be off the track. We will be off the track. Then again, it is a challenge. So managers here, because we are talking about managers, the role of managers, they have to create, policies, they make strategies so that technological experts will be, making informed decisions. As tokenization presentation, he is forecasting about 2030. So he is helping, he is giving some solution for 2030. So to achieve that 2030, there is the role of technology. He has used the models in research, we can say, on the basis of forecasting. He has given us the figures that what will be the economy at that time. So again, if we try to understand Charles Darwin, it is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the most responsive to the change. So therefore, it is again, great learning. I am trying to make this presentation to learn that how we will be, competitive towards the trending. What are the need of the hour? So therefore, Charles is again, relevant to understand the current scenario of adopting business and economics and role of technology in upcoming, you know, in upcoming years. So again, if we try to read about it, the economies of growth published by Mick. So the unique insight from this book is that global management relies the leaders that they must understand both the market dynamics and track-driven, transformation of the industry. So again, this, citation, or we can say this reference, will also help us to understand more about futures of the global business market. So in conclusion, from my slide, because I have made it very brief, my few points were there that what are the takeaways from this conference, which is very relevant. So we have talked about that how economies are fluctuating and how technology is they are giving breakthroughs to us, and the ability to innovate, it makes us resilient. The term resilient is very important here. It breaks us down and makes us resilient to be competitive. So, but it transforms our lives, whether it is a business, industry, health sector, trade. It has made life very easy, but at the initial times, it makes it very challenging. So, success is not final, failure is not failure. It is the encourage that counts. Churchill. So, dear students, as you can relate this, quote with the example of academia. So, you must, learn new skills, soft skills, be relevant, and conferences like this is giving us opportunity to engage in dialogues where there is impact for our future. So again, if we have to learn about this, adapting to technological changes, a new paradigm of in global management. So there is Harvard Business Review 2020. It has been published. So it again, addresses the future leaders, that how they should be more resilient, building not on profitability to ensure sustaining long-term growth. So financial literacy, doing accountancy, counting profits, revenue and cost. Business managers are, they are forced to be a leaders of technology. They have to learn the technological. So these are the, these references. I have made my presentation quite simple. Try to focus why this conference title is important. What are the challenges? What are the traditional business models? And how technology is leveraging us. It is us whether we want to be competitive or not. So thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, Pandey.